What's up, guys? Today we're going to be talking about the importance of living below your means. But anyway, let's get straight to the video.
If you're broke, you don't need a car note. You need a bus pass. I'm sorry. We need to normalize living below our means, being frugal. Some people don't want this advice, but maybe some of you will actually take it. A few years ago, I got my car, a 2018 Toyota Corolla. It's all black, has a little touchscreen radio. I loved it, but I had to take out a loan for it. I have about $7,000 left on my car loan, and my car payments are always on time. But I wish I took my dad's advice when I was car shopping. He literally said, Rachel, go on Facebook Marketplace, get like $1,000, $2,000 car. He told me to get a little hoopty. And I literally didn't even want to hear him. I was like, nope, no way. I want like at least a car with like a touchscreen radio. But man, at that time where my dad gave me that solid advice, I wish that I was truly listening. I was so worried about like the bells and whistles on this 2018 car that I am now in debt because of it. Now, don't get me wrong. Not all debt is bad debt, but I could easily not have a car note right now if I just listened to my dad. In that moment, I was afraid to live below my means. Now I'm paying $250 a month for a car. So don't be like me and take the bus. Mind you, I did not say Uber or Lyft. I said take the bus, get a bus pass or walk. Carpool if you live in one of those places where a supermarket is like 20 miles from you.
I see this a lot of times where people, they want nice things, which there's nothing wrong with that. But the problem is when you're buying something that is you don't even need. Like I bet that $1,000 or to $2,000 car, it was pretty much the same. She probably could have got an aux cord or something, but she wanted that feature. But what is really the difference? Like as long as the car takes you from point A to point B, what's really the difference? So if you ever have an option to save money, do that option because you'll be better off in the future. Like why do you want to be still paying off a car instead of just saving money for like a car and then later on being able to buy the car that you really want, you feel me? So yeah, consider that if you're just in life, you feel me? But yeah, let's go to the next video.
Live within your means. Live within your means. For some odd reason, there are people in their early 20s, young adulthood, who assume that they're behind in life because they don't have the best luxuries of having an apartment or they don't have the nicest car. The truth is, people who can afford to live in the high rise, have the fully furnished places, drive the nicest cars, they might tell you that you need to work hard in order to get those things or have those luxuries. But what they're not explaining is that people have shortcuts in life. And it's either by way of their family or a secret life that they're not telling people about. A lot of people are living in extreme debt, renting out their furniture, barely skating by in their bills because the price of their car note is so high. And I'm gonna be real with y'all. Some people are selling it. Like, this isn't me coming from a hating place at all. But y'all need to let go of those unrealistic expectations of living in your 20s. Just because you're not in a big city high rise does not mean you're failing in life or you have no potential to thrive. Most people will not be able to afford that, actually afford that type of lifestyle until they're in their mid to late 40s. And remember that the debt you accumulate in your 20s adds up. I know people in their late 30s, early 40s who are still paying the price for trying to impress people in their 20s. Slow down, live the life you can afford, and don't feel bad because you don't measure up to what you see on social media. A lot of it is fake or unrealistic.
The thing that I wonder a lot of times is people go to the extent to buy like a $4,000, $5,000 apartment and they don't even get to enjoy it. Like, imagine you pay for this expensive apartment and you don't even get to spend time in it. So you might see people have this nice apartment, this nice car, but in fact, in true reality, they don't even get to enjoy it. So don't feel the need to impress the Joneses or impress Susie or impress Sophie. Like, bro, you don't need to impress nobody. Like, as long as you're happy, you should be living for yourself. You should not be living to impress others. Because I see so many people trying to do that. Like, people who have money, some of them don't even buy the most expensive jewelry. You might You might come across somebody walking in the street and you might not know even that they're rich. They might be wearing regular clothes. But with money comes peace of mind. So don't think that you have to spend all this money on something just to impress somebody. But yeah.
I moved into a place that I can't afford and now I'm stuck. Go back and watch her video because what she's talking about is something I had to learn. I was living in, you could say it was a luxurious apartment. It had a Nest thermostat, stainless steel appliances in there, washer and dryer in the unit. Like, it was super duper nice. But it never felt like a home to me. And the reason why it didn't feel like that is because, one, I barely got to be there to enjoy it. When I got that apartment, I at first was I was in a previous apartment that was like not nearly nowhere as good. It was like bad neighborhood. Technically, you could say it was in the hood type of apartment, and it was my first one. Then, yeah, my first apartment was in the hood. Like, it was cheap. It was like $800 rent, right? So good. Then I was making 18 at first. I got a pay raise to $23 an hour. Was like, ooh, it's time to get into a new apartment. Me and the person I was living with, it was my ex. We were living in the apartment, and then I got the pay raise. We decided to get this new place where it was like luxury apartment, super nice. I had a dishwasher in there, which I know y'all gonna be like, the first apartment didn't have no dishwasher, but yeah, it was very super nice. But after utilities, that went up to $1,700, and I was like, oh, this is expensive, where all my money has to go to rent, my car note, my phone bill, internet, like everything. I barely had money left over to do anything. Like, and that's the thing that they don't tell you when you get like pay raises and then you increase your lifestyle, because you're so happy to do it because it's like you get a pay raise, you're like, now I can afford more stuff. But then you kind of, when you say you can afford more stuff, then you level up and you start getting more expensive things. So you're still at the same place that you were at. You just now make more money. And what she's saying is correct. Like, the biggest lesson I learned is definitely, like, if you can and have the ability to, live below your means. Luxury apartments are great, but there's nothing wrong with, having an apartment that it doesn't have the stainless steel appliances. It doesn't have, because not one apartment's going to have literally every single thing that you need. Some will, but because then instead of paying $1,700 rent, I'm now paying $1,300 rent, and now I have money left over when I pay my rent, instead of like working so much that I'm working only to pay rent. I'm not working to do anything else on the side. So just a little life tip.
Do you like having fun? Because I do. So what's the point of spending all your money on utilities and bills to the point where you can't even spend time by yourself doing things that you actually love to do? Like, if you like to go out, where's the money to do that if you're spending it all on bills? So take that into account. Don't just buy anything that you see just because it looks pleasing. Like, let's say for me, right? I get an apartment. It's okay. It's not the best apartment, but I live and I'm comfortable. Why? If I get a pay grade, like increase in pay, why would I buy a new apartment? So basically, I'm making more money, but at the same time, I'm not making more money, if that makes sense. Because your expenses are getting higher and higher to the point you're literally at the same level. So you're not developing in any type of way. So always take that into account.
50K salary, live on 40K. 70K salary, live on 40K. 100K salary, live on 40K. You get it. The point is, live on less than you make. Live below your means until your means expand to a point where you can do whatever the you want. This is really as simple as it gets when it comes to setting yourself free financially. Take your annual income and live on half of it or a quarter of it if you can. Yes, it's going to be difficult, and I'm not saying you have to starve yourself just to get rich through investments. But your alternative is to let your lifestyle creep up to your income level. Continue to spend and spend and spend and spend until eventually a bad day comes where you either get fired or you realize that, oh wait, I don't have any money for retirement, because you didn't take things in your own hands. Live below your means. It's what I'm doing right now. I eat mac and cheese twice a day. 69-cent mac and cheese. It tastes good and it saves me a shitload of money on food. It's just one of the ways I cut costs so that I can invest more money into myself, my businesses, and my future.
Well, I don't suggest of living off of mac and cheese. Everything else you said was pretty valid. Because if you live below your means and you save up to the point, not even saving, investing and making more money and more money, you reach a point where you could do literally whatever you want. You could take a trip, you could buy a car, and I suggest people implement this into their lives, because why make a $8,000 payment on a car or anything in general, and then now 20 years down the line you're still paying it and still stressed? So always take that into account. Anyways guys, if you enjoyed the video, show me some love, because I want to make more videos for y'all. And if you have suggestions, let me know down in the comments. But anyway, it's VK. Bye bye.
Is the reason why I'm selfish. I ain't doing it for myself. My partner's gotta eat, push my little brother.